Another thing we need to look out for is harsh frequencies in this filter or flute. For that, we add another EQ, right? Let me check with this. I'm gonna add a Pro Q. Why? Because we can easily use the notch thingy. So that is this. Check for harsh frequencies instead of using Soothe. That right there. Gain. Go down gain, please. Let's make this dynamic like this. Okay. Okay. It's fine. Let's take another one. I think it was here. Like this. If we move this here, like this. Cleaning again. We have a low octave here, don't forget, which is here. That's too much. You gotta let something breathe in between, you know? Here, we have the sidechain, but that's ducking the thing every time that thing is playing. But we can also add another Soothe for the main job it has to do. That is taming the harsh frequencies. The delta is the difference between the normal signal and the affected signal, right? The difference between wet and dry signals, basically, as it says. What's removing, actually. You want to work with this very subtly, you know? Let's choose a wider band and that's it. Call it a day. You don't want to spend too much time. Do you see the difference? Now this is gonna affect the mix. It's gonna affect in a good way. What we just done, removing the harsh frequencies. That's gonna enable us and people to. So us as producers, we can push this knob right here without having too much ear damage or ear fatigue for the listener. That's all it does. So this lock is enabling you to do this. Right click on any of these. And this is gonna stay locked how you put it, you see? So shift and click, that's nice, you know. We need more girth in here, so what we do is just load the limiter, taming the peaks and increasing the body signal. I'm not looking here because we're working with the perceived loudness, not a dB meter, okay? So we're balancing things as we go by ear, basically. You don't look here because you're dealing with a perceived loudness, remember. Now, before the limiter, we add a KHS dynamics, okay, to tame the peaks, dynamics and all that. You will see what it does in a second. You see? That's what it does. Affects the dynamics. Oftentimes you use a multiband dynamic controller. That's the controller that iZotope uses. So we replace this with dynamics in bands. It's a very dangerous tool, I would say. You must know what you're doing. And what we're doing basically, we are affecting the range. We need to reduce the dynamics. That is pretty much the high end. We don't do it from the EQ because we need to preserve the details. So we do it from the dynamic, okay? You have the limiter, that's a brick wall limiter, and this is the compressor. Controls for the limiter are here, and the compressor is down here. The ratio is how much gain reduction is applied above the threshold. Let's solo the band. See the difference? When you work with the high end of the audio on the audio spectrum, you want to have fast attack and fast release times without considering the BPM of the track. Because here the cycle of the frequencies is way faster, but here is a whole different story. You gotta work in regards to the lowest fundamental, which is, let's say, is D. So one cycle of D major on the scale equals, let's say, 38 milliseconds. And you go from there, you adjust the 38 milliseconds based on the BPM, and that's how you get the attack and release values. More highs. Yeah, it's okay, balanced. So that's how you deal with the multiband dynamic. You know, and that multiband dynamic module we just have on the main bass, it acts as a safety net, I would say, you know. The more signal it gets, the more it's being affected and it works more, you know. So that's pretty much it. So the problem with the first part and the second part is that we have two different octaves who require different processing, but we can get away with a single track processing of this by using the dynamic module. The dynamic function up there, you know. So let's say this was the first instance of the drop. Okay, so this was the first part of the drop. Let's keep it like that, and then we're gonna add in the next part the intro, let's say a build up, and maybe a variation for this drop here, of course, because we can't leave it like that, you know. So that's it.